Yeah, hi, Fat Billy here, and I was working on my Cadillac SRX 2010, and I was wanting to make this video here because I was making a replacement on the, I had some issues with the air conditioning blower motor. It would be stuck on one speed, generally low, and then when it would, as I'm driving, it would speed up and seem to run for a little while, and then it would slow down on its own. And of course, the variable speed switch on the control panel was not affecting anything either, so it was so obviously there was an issue there. And I've got the blower motor pulled out of there. I was understanding that the blower motor could be bad, and also the control module that controls that blower motor can be bad also. And actually, if you're going to be up in there pulling one down, you might as well pull them both out and just replace them, is kind of my thought. You go to the trouble of getting up in there and getting everything out. It's actually not that hard getting the blower motor out. The control module was a bit of an effort, just because it was kind of tucked up over in the corner. I was able to get one of the mounting screws off of it. The other one I couldn't get to, certainly not very easily anyway. And my solution is, it looks like I may be able to remove the glove box and be able to get to it on that way. And okay, as you can see, that I've clearly already gotten in there, and the blower motor and the variable switch control module is on the inside the car on the passenger side. And underneath the dashboard. And so the way you get to it is this panel here was up here, was mounted up, if you can see it, and there was just the standard clips, plastic clips that you generally get a screwdriver or actually the specific tool to remove those clips, and they drop out, and this came down. As you can see, there's a wire harness that is connecting it. This is the courtesy lights. When you open the doors, that light will come on and to illuminate the inside of your car. But now I'm removing the glove box, and to do that, there's some mounting screws. There was 4 of them on here. I've pulled those off. Those are 7mm screws, kind of the standard, but it's a 7mm, and you remove that out. And then I've also found that inside here, and you can see this is beginning to loosen up, and but it looks like this whole box may come out. There's a mounting screw here. Right up in there on each corner, and I'm going to remove that. It looks like that whole box may slide out of there, and it looks like there may be another one in here too somewhere, but we'll remove those two and see where we are. Okay, I did want to show you what it took to get the glove box out. I don't want it to disenfranchise you here with all the activities here. It does look like I totally disemboweled the passenger side compartment on my 2010 SRX, but in simple language, the glove box on the left side, as you're facing the front of the car, seated in the passenger seat, the glove box on the left side is actually fastened into place, and you do have to remove this panel down here, which goes here and goes all the way to the front of the firewall. And as you can see, that's where you also get access to your fuse box. And there. So once I pulled that out, then there's a piece here. This is a fastener, so if you're pulling this trim piece off, you can't remove it until you release this fastener down here. The rest of these are the and it looks like we got, oh, here's the trim piece. So this once this trim piece was removed, that went along here, then you have access to the fasteners that were up in here to be able to remove the glove box. There was one particular thing about when you pulled the glove box, is that there's a module or nodule on the left side of the glove box. You need to pull that forward. It just slides forward and allows the glove box to be disengaged and pulled right out at that point. Glove box assembly, and you can see the places where the fasteners were in place there. That was holding it in position. On the back side, we're looking at the underside of it. Of course, the fasteners will be coming out from below there when it's mounted into place. This is the panel that I had to remove. The good news is that panel is actually, as you flip it over, everything is those snap connectors, so there's no fasteners there that you have to release or find and get out of there. Those are these are all just what I call slip fasteners. Or the hardest part was on the part by the seat. I had to put my hand down in there and actually push this away, and then kind of once it released from these two fasteners here, I was able to maneuver it up and out. And then once that was out of place, actually everything came pretty easy at that point, because I was able to see the fasteners that were on the left side of the glove box there that needed to be released, and be able to pull that out. So I think all told, once I got that panel out, recognized where those fasteners were, the whole process of getting that glove box out was probably maybe, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 minutes maybe. Of course, in here it's late August in Texas right now, so I was sweating like a pig doing it, but so that added some aggravation to it. But all in all, once you know how, as the old story always is, once you know how, it's fairly easy. So don't be overly discouraged by the fact that you have to, as I say, disembowel your all your trim and everything. But then like I said, once I got it undone, then I was able to visually be able to see where that fastener, I call it on the right side of the control module, was it's silver, and when I put a light back there, I could easily see it. And they're all in there, not real tight, so I was able to almost, just using an extension tool on my socket, which was again, I think it's a 5.5 millimeter socket, was able just to turn that by hand without having to apply the socket wrench on there to get some leverage. So it was, and then once I got that release, that I was able to reach back there and grab that control module and remove and lift that out of there without much trouble. So control module I finally got out. I finally got access to the control module by removing the glove box. And as Richard Rawlins would say in the Fast and Loud Gas Monkey TV show, that the fastener on the side that I couldn't reach before was shining like a diamond in a goat's butt. So I think he used a little more colorful language than that, but I did get it out. I'm going to try to see if we can give you a look-see at what that looks like, because I do have everything disassembled here. There it is. There you can see the fastener for the one. You can't get to that really. At least I couldn't. If you got small hands and not fat like me, you might be able to maneuver in there and get that fastener out when you're trying to remove it without removing the glove box. But I wasn't able to get to it, so I just removed the glove box. And it sounds like it's a big event to do that. I don't know that, and it looks like it is. I know this looks like it's fully torn apart, but I think you realize that it's not that bad once you get this side panel out as is. And so I have both the offending parts removed, and this is the control module that I pulled out of there. And you can see there it's probably backwards to you guys, I guess. But it's a shown as a Bosch GM product there. And this is the motor itself, the fan blower motor, and you see it's actually two pieces here. The first thing I did when I removed it, because I was take this cap off, and then come to find out you actually don't need to. It's 3 screws, and you have 1, 2, 3 screws there to pull that out. And if I remember correctly, that was a 7mm. The fasteners that held the control module in place were pretty small. I think those were 5.5 millimeters. When you get the module, wasn't a big deal, but when I put it in, there is an upside and a downside, and you can tell it by this notch on here. There's a notch that lets you know that you have it oriented in the right direction, so that when it's installed, from the standpoint of our installation, if this makes sense, this is the side you'll be looking at it from, this side with the firewall in front of going up this direction up here, and so the slot will be on what would be your left side when you're installing that back into position. Hey, good morning. Fat Billy here, and we're doing the repair on the blower motor on the air conditioning and replacing that out. So here, finally got the part I was missing here. When I ordered a replacement motor, that motor did not come with the wiring harness, and nor the cap either. So I got that ordered up, and then it's come in here. So this is the part that they ordered. Like I said, it's the wiring harness, and it shows the part number there, GM genuine part. And so let's get it out of the package here. So it actually does look a little bit different than the one that's on there that I have anyway. This is the old one, and as we're looking at it, I'm wondering if this fan had been replaced before. This wiring harness doesn't look OEM, so to speak. So, and you can see the cap there. This is the replacement I ordered. It's supposed to be a GM genuine. That way it came packaged, I'm not real sure that's maybe the case, but we'll kind of let that. And so these are the ends, and the connection's a lot different too. If you take this cap off, then you'll see that. But this fits in very cleanly and easily. The important part there, of course, is the 2 connectors, and we can see these connectors are what I would say clearly going to marry up with the control module. There should be an exact match there, and fit just fine. And when I do the mounting, we do look at these. This is how it mounts actually underneath the dash, and even though we don't have this top cap here, we do have the mounting holes here. These do look the same, and I think I did match those up, and they do match up, so I think we'll be good there. Next step is to get this put in. Hey, Fat Billy here, and I'm changing the blower motor out. I've gone through a couple of steps here, extra steps here that probably didn't need to do if I knew how to do it. So as they say, of course it's always easy. It's always easy once you know how, so as they say. But I ordered a part, the blower motor for it, and turned out that it didn't fit. Mounting screws, there's 3 mounting screws up in there that are 5.5 millimeter mounting screws, and those one would go in, and then the others were just off alignment on it, so that the other 2, so I wasn't able to install that. It's unfortunate. It was a GM Delco. I think it is a little bit better motor, blower motor, but in haste here, I went here locally to get a replacement, and this is a aftermarket brand, and it looks like it should be okay. But it's very clearly the correct model here when I look at it and compare it to what's in there already. Interesting thing, it does show a wiring harness, but that wiring harness is still needs the extension on it. So let me give you a look here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is the blower motor I bought. You can see I got it at Napa. These are the numbers on it. This is the unit itself. What's different with the original version is, and these may come off, but the original version, this was a two pieces here. This cap here, and as it came off here. So I added this on here. This is the actual wiring harness. This is what you're going to need. This connection here is going to be what you need to get it plugged in to the control module. So this coming off of the motor itself, just recognize this piece coming off here may not be, it may be like mine was, is that all that was just the connector to your actual wiring harness. I've already matched this up against the holes up there, and they fit fine. And so as I'm looking at it, you can tell it's not quite the quality of the GM Delco, but I think it'll be okay. So it's very quiet. I'm sure this one will be too, but we'll plug it in and see what it looks like. Fat Billy here, putting my 2010 SRX back together here on the passenger side. So we have these pieces here. So I pulled, this had to come out because to remove the glove box, I had to get to this screw here and remove that. And to get to that screw, then you had to remove this piece of molding here. And so we're going to put this back into place. And so this piece here has a fastener on it down here, right here, and it's one of these. When you pull this apart, you'll see that we have quite a few of these. So, and it's going to go right here. So what's going to happen is we're going to have to push this molding into place because it's got these clips here. So you got these three clips, and they're going to go into the right here along the side of the glove box here. And once those snap into place, then your fastener should line up pretty well there and be able to put that in. So the first step when you're putting everything back together is once you get your fan in, get it plugged in, is to put your glove box back. And when I did that, nice tip here that may be of help to you is I put this one in first, and that kind of held everything into place. And then this comes, this snaps back into place, and then you have a fastener here, a fastener here, one here, and it seemed like there was one other. I think we'll find out later, and maybe this is it. There was four across here. And once you put those into place, then your box is pretty well stays in. Okay, so I got the four fasteners underneath the glove box put into place, and now we're going to install the upper part of the glove box that covers the cabin filter. And of course, everybody knows how to do this. It's the worst kept secret on the internet. But we'll slide this into place, and as everybody and their kid brother knows, there's 4 screws that you'll fasten into place to get this to put that in position. So we got 4 screws on that side, 4 screws on this side. I'm not going to bore you with watching me put that in there because I don't need to burn time here to make this seem like it's a lengthy video, but so I'm going to turn this off and put those in. I did take this side plate out here, As you can see, when you're pulling this trim piece off, it's all of these snap connectors that actually goes. Oh, so I did have to. Yeah, it's going to go in here. So you do have to pull this away in order, because this is a double holder. This little flange piece fits over here, and then this fits in there and holds them both together. So you don't, even though it's not a fastener, you do need to release this in order to get it to. So I got this trim piece, and it's going to go into place here, and it'll, once you snug that up underneath the top of the dashboard, this all will fit into place here. I've got an accessory light here, little LED that pops on when I turn on the car. Okay, so we have this little, it's actually an LED, I think, coming out here, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out what that goes to. And I did notice when I crank up the car, the light shines here down in there. And so the answer is, it goes to this light bar. It goes across here, snaps into place there, if you can see that. And then when it lights up, this is going to be a light bar that comes on here. And so this goes there, and you snaps this down into place to hold it there where it should. And then the whole assembly will snap back up into place there. There's no fasteners there. We just have to snap everything into place. This clearly would need to be positioned before you do the rest of it there. So, but that's how that works there. And so in a matter of 2 or 3 seconds, you got that figured out. This has probably took me 20 minutes to figure this out. So. Any case, nice tip there that you'll need when you're assembling this bag. Okay, priority tip. This assembly here has to come on. This goes on first, and then this one, because there's a lip on this that this has to cover up in order to nest that into place. That light bar actually goes way up in there. You don't actually see it once it's installed, and then you see where the clips here will join in there. So I'm going to have to pull these fasteners, these 2 fasteners off here, and then pull this back, and then overlay it. Okay, so you're seeing now I've got this assembly in place. There's a nice gap here. That's where that will light up when I turn it on. And then so you do have to pull this back in order for this to go into place. This goes first, and then this overlays it to fasten these together snugly. So we see here we have my glove box into place. Nice, everything's in tight. And then we'll put this in place here. Making sure that corner piece is on the outside here, so that when it goes into place there, and I will just snap into place. Boom, boom, and then we'll put our 2 fasteners back in down here. We'll put our 2 fasteners in back here, here, and here. Okay, and that's the story for today. If you can, while we're closing out here, if you want to reach down there and hit the like button, I'd appreciate that. And if you'd like to subscribe, let's stay in touch. Particularly you owners of 2010 and second generation SRXs, keep in touch. If you have any questions, or even suggestions about other repairs, how-to repairs you would like me to show, let me know. We'll see if we can get those on for you. Also, if you've made your own repair videos and need a little touch up or would like to send it over my way, you can be my guest expert, and I can edit the video for you, put it in there, and make you a guest on our channel here and get some synergy between the two of us here. Otherwise, thank you for your time on this one, and let's have a great day. Bye.